about to deliver these gems. So welcome to Marketing Made Simple, the 3-step content plan that will bring you clients. So this is all about marketing and content. And I'm super excited. Hi, Donna. Good to see you here. Thank you for joining me. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. Again, some of the ladies already said, we're going to need a solid 90 minutes. So hopefully you all have 90 minutes. I would suggest have your notebook, have your pen, put your phone on D&D, really lock in, because there's going to be so much content and ideas and strategies that I'm going to share with you all when it comes to marketing and content that I really want you all just to take notes and have those aha moments. Also, there is a chat. So if you guys can put in the chat, thank you, Theron. I did a little beat, I put a little makeup on because when you look good, you feel good. And I just was not about to let this cold take me down. So I laid my edges, put a little makeup on. So I did that for y'all. I just want y'all to know that. So put in the chat where you all are viewing from, just like where you're viewing from. And also like what type of photography you shoot. So brand photography, wedding photography, portrait photography, whatever, just put in the chat where you're from and the type of photographer that you are. Really, I want you all to use the chat. If there's aha moments or just something that's resonating, I'm an energy girl. I love when people like talk in the chat. I really want to hold all questions to the end because I want to get through everything. And so all of those things. Okay, we got Texas in the building. Yes. Oh, Rosenberg and AMA. AMA, Brittany, remind me, what does that stand for? I'm kind of like a newer Texan. So as you all put that in there, we got Georgia in the chat. Okay, cool. So I want to make sure and validate that you are in the right place. So you all tell me which one resonates the most with you. One, you're posting kind of randomly, no real strategy, and you're just hoping people book. Right? That's number one. Or maybe you're number two, you currently feel overwhelmed with trying to do it all on social media and in your business. You're like, something got to give. I feel like I'm trying to do it all and I don't even know if I'm doing any of it. Right? Or number three, you don't know what to say when it comes to creating marketing content. Like you're like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to show. I'm just stuck. And that stuck just keeps you from not showing up. Or maybe number four, you're inconsistent, right? With showing up online with your marketing content all together. So you all let me know which one resonates the most with you, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Maybe it's 1 and 4. Maybe it's 1 and 2. Like y'all just kind of let me know all 4. Chrissy's like, girl, all 4. And that's good because I just want to validate that you are absolutely in the right place. So I'm gonna wait till a couple more people. Number 2, definitely have thought about outsourcing social. Okay, good to know, India. Outsourcing social is not a bad idea. And I have a lot of thoughts about that because I also outsource social. This is, I believe, the best way to outsource social media is to get very clear on the type of content that you want the person to make. Because the worst feeling ever is to outsource something, pay for something, and they're not delivering what you want them to deliver, but it's all about you delegating and understanding how to be clear and have that clarity. So I would say that 2. Okay, Brittany, cool. All of the above. Yes. 3, 1, 2, and 4. Okay, awesome. Hey, Andrea, I see you here, girl. I'm glad you made it tonight. Okay, so my goal for tonight is to really simplify what marketing is and to give you all a very simple, repeatable content strategy that will help you attract your dream clients. I'm also going to be talking about From Hobbyist to Pro 2.0, which is my foundational business course. I'm running a 5-week live cohort starting literally 1 week from today. So I'm going to be talking about that at the end. And if you all are okay with that, it's the perfect, I just want to make sure, that it's an opportunity to continue to work with me on a deeper level to do this work together. So we'll be talking about that at the end. And I just want to be clear so you all know, okay? So a little bit about me. As people are coming in, people are sharing where they're from and what type of photographer you are. So if you're newly just came into the chat, if you just newly came into the training, welcome. Put where you're from and what type of photography you specialize in, okay? So a little bit about me. I started my photography business in 2010, taking a class. I've always owned a camera since I can remember, but I wouldn't call myself a photographer because I didn't really know anything about shooting. I just loved taking pictures. So I started my business really off of a love and a passion in photography. I had no idea about the business. I didn't know anything about niching down or genre. I didn't know anything about running a successful photography business at all. And so just this journey really started off as a passion. And if you all can relate, appreciate, I have a feeling some of y'all probably started off as a passion too. Like, I love taking pictures. I love how photographs make people feel. I love connecting with people, making people feel beautiful. And we all have our own story as to why we started this business. But it's so interesting. We start and then you have to learn the business, right? And one thing for me, I am a coach and I'm all about business. Like, we can talk about settings, exposure triangle, we can talk about gear and lighting and posing and all of that. But baby, we're gonna talk about business, right? Because the truth of the matter is that the best marketer wins, right? The best developed business owner wins. It does not matter how amazing your photos are if nobody is seeing them, right? So I didn't know anything about running a business at all. And once I kind of figured out what I love to shoot and what I didn't love to shoot, I really started to invest more into my business, invest more into my personal brand and how I wanted to position it as a luxury wedding photographer. So I remember my first wedding, one of my homegirls let me second shoot with her. And I didn't know what I was doing, okay? I had no idea, but I just remember the energy in the room and the love and all of these things, and I loved it. And I was like, okay, this is for me. And so I started to really invest in my personal brand, my messaging, rebranding myself, and just figuring out what I wanted my business to feel like and who I wanted to shoot, right? And building a business that I'm really proud of. So over the last years, I have a crazy story. I got fired twice, all within a matter of 1 year. I have to tell y'all that story a little bit later. We don't got time for that tonight. But since going full time in April of 2015, it will be 10 years this y'all, 10 years full time. I have created multiple six figures in sales in my business. And when you do the math, I made over $1 million in sales in the business, y'all. So I know what I'm talking about. And I'm just telling you all, this is not about me. None of this training is not about me, but I want you to know that you're in the right place. I am running a business, a photography business, and have built it from the ground up and have really done amazing things and built a whole life for myself that's sustainable. So I've also had the privilege of coaching and teaching hundreds of photographers how to run a sustainable business and how to become a more confident CEO. That's what I'm about. I'm about becoming a confident CEO and knowing how to be a real business owner. Okay. So let's jump in. My first truth bomb of the night. First truth bomb of the night. Most photographers are posting without a strategy. Just posting, hoping, wishing for the best. They don't know what they're doing, why they're doing it. There's no real clear strategy or plan as to why they are posting. And that might be y'all. If that is you, this is a safe space. You are in the right place because we're going to get strategic up in this place, okay? Another truth bomb is that most photographers don't really understand what marketing is, right? And how marketing and content play a role together. They're just like, I hear I need to be a better marketer. I'm trying to market, I'm trying to promote, I'm trying to create content, but it's really unclear on how it all works together. So we're going to clear that up tonight. So I want to start off by basically saying marketing is how you distribute your content for the right people to see it. It's how you distribute the content so the right people can see it. Whereas content is what you are actually sharing, educating, inspiring, and connecting with your audience, right? So again, tonight we're really going to look at how content and marketing go hand in hand. And the content is the what, right? The content is your brand message, your core values, the things that you stand for, the ways that you educate and inspire and connect with your audience, right? So content helps you show up as the go-to expert. It helps you to position yourself as the authority in the specific genre or niche that you are trying to work with people in, right? I'm going to call your ideal client or your target audience. Tonight, we're going to call them your dream clients, right? We all have dream clients that we really, really want to book with us. Like, we're like, oh my gosh, if I could just shoot, this type of wedding or this type of branding session or at this type of location, with this type of client that comes dressed the part, looking the part, makeup, hair, and just trusting me, you all know you can make that magic. So content really helps you to show up as that expert. It helps you to attract and nurture your potential clients. And it really helps to build that trust and that authority. so that people feel confident in booking with you, right? It's the way that you position yourself. So when I think of content, and we're going to break this down in even further tonight, it's really in three buckets. There's a cold audience, there's a warm audience, and there's a hot audience. Now, I got some of my Elevate and some of my coaching clients already on the call, and they know I'm like, when we create content, we want to think about creating content as if we are creating it for a cold audience. They don't know you. They ain't never met you. They know nothing about what you do. So you have to position your content in a way that introduces you and talks about what you do specifically, your niche, your genre, your specialty, your processes, right? And really gets them to understand and connect with you. So we're gonna go deeper on this. So that's content. Marketing is the how. Okay, marketing is the strategy, the promotion schedule, really thinking about the goals that you have, and the places in which your content is going to live. So, marketing might include where you post content, right? Who you're speaking to in your content, and the goals that you have around this piece of content that you're sharing. Are you trying to engage? Are you trying to attract? Are you trying to convert? You know what I mean? So that's what marketing is. And this is how they go hand in hand. So when I think of content, I think of three kind of buckets in the same way that we had cold, warm, and hot audience. I think of attract, nurture, and convert. So y'all gonna hear this a lot, okay? Cold, warm, hot, attract, nurture, convert. So we're going to break this down. But the key in all of this is content and marketing go hand in hand. This is how we build our business. This is how we see the growth that we desire, right? So when you're posting without a strategy, you're just kind of hoping for results. You don't know the results. You don't know. You're just kind of hoping. When you're marketing without showing up in a value-packed way, like inspiring or educating your audience, you're not really building that trust or that credibility, and you're not positioning your uniqueness. What makes you so special? I've been talking to some of y'all in the DM and just kind of getting to know some questions that y'all have and things. I've been checking y'all out. I've been checking you out. And some of you all have so much uniqueness to add to this industry, to this market, that you're just not talking about it, right? And so when we put content and marketing together, this is how we start to build that demand. And this is how we start to drive sales with intentions. This is how we start to attract our dream clients. And we all want to attract dream clients, right? Like, I don't know about you. I got a trillion stories about non-dream clients that I don't ever want to attract ever again, right? And then I have a trillion stories around the most amazing clients. Like, if I could copy and paste them each and every time for every session, I would be the happiest photographer business owner in the land, right? So when we're thinking about content and marketing, it's about, they go hand in hand. And this is about building up the demand, building trust and credibility, and really positioning yourself as the authority and the expert. So the bottom line is that the content brings people in, right? Marketing makes sure the right people see it and take action. So I was talking to someone recently in the DM, and I was like, okay, tell me some goals that you have. And they were like, well, I'm really wanting to book some more weddings for this year. And I'm like, okay. So then I go and click over to their profile, and not near a wedding photo in sight. Not a wedding photo in sight, right? So think about that one more time. Content brings people in. Marketing makes sure the right people see it. If you're wanting to book weddings, but you don't have any content around weddings, are the weddings going to come your way, right? If you're wanting to book branding sessions, but all you show is birthday parties and events, are the branding clients going to come your way, right? You really need both. You really need to pay attention to both. And how I think about it is, your marketing will give you a clear plan of action for your content, right? And so I really want you all to get this concept tonight. Like, your marketing plan tells you exactly the type of content that you need to post. And this is not a 1, 2, 3 post. This is not a couple posts. No, this is posting, right? I was just right before I got on this training, I saw Jasmine Star, a video popped up in my timeline, and she was at some training, some speaking somewhere, I don't know. And she was like, You cannot have any judgment around your marketing unless you've tried something consistently for 90 days. Not 3 posts, not 7 posts, 90 days. Okay. So you really need both to grow your brand and your business. Your content should always support your marketing goals. I'm going to say that again. Your content should always support your marketing goals. So we're about to wrap up quarter 1. We're heading into quarter 2. So what I want you all to be thinking about is in quarter 2, April, May, and June, what are you selling? What are your marketing goals? What do you want to accomplish in April, May, and June? We have Mother's Day. We have Father's Day. The wedding season is kicking off. Spring is springing. We have all of these things. What are you selling and focusing on in quarter 2 so that your content can match those goals? Okay. If anybody wants to share, I want y'all to share. I'm going to go back for a second. What are you selling in quarter 2? What, just the top of mind. I don't want you to think too deep, right? I know for a fact I'm doing Mother's Day minis. I know for a fact I want to book 3 weddings. I know for a fact, I want to do spring minis. What are you selling in quarter 2, April, May, and June that you need to focus on and that content needs to be built around? I'm going to wait in the chat. Mother's Day and spring sessions. Yes. Oh, Charlotte. Hello, Charlotte. Good to see you here. Yes, you are. Mother's Day and graduation sessions. Okay, good. Hi, Crystal. Mother's Day minis. Boudoir marathon. Yes, yes. Okay. Very good. So when you legacy generational portraits. Yes. Yes, Darren. Yes, yes, yes. So when we think about these goals, right now that we know these are the goals that I have for quarter 2, your content has to match that, right? Your content has to match that. Brand and lifestyle sessions. Okay, good. Good, Christy. Okay, good. Good. Okay, so I'll give you some examples here. If you're wanting to book more weddings, brandings, or portrait sessions, women portrait, whatever the portrait is, boudoir, your content should showcase that genre of work and talk about your process or your unique value that you add as a photographer. You're not just any photographer. There's something unique about you. And a lot of times people are like, well, I don't know what it is. If we listen to what people say, you'll figure out what it is. People tell us all the time. Is it the way you make them feel? Is it the jokes that you have? Is the preparation that you have? Is it the way that you help them pick out their outfits or pick out the location? Or is it the way that you pose and give direction, right? Another example, if you have a special promotion going on, you're thinking about Mother's Day, or spring sessions, your content should speak to that specific audience. And again, I'm not talking about 1, 2, 3 posts, y'all. I'm talking about standing on that promotion, that box. I call it a box. Standing on that box for 90 days or whatever the promotion runway is, and making sure that you're talking about it time and time and time again. Another example, if you want to convert warm leads, warm people that are already brand aware, they maybe already follow you, maybe they already engage, maybe they've inquired, but they've never booked, right? Warm leads. Your content should focus on testimonials, success stories, taking someone's website from looking shabby to looking fabulous, right? Or, I don't know, we're all photographers. We all have typically worked with a client that's had a bad photography experience. I know one of my wedding clients, she had so much PTSD, right, around her photographer. If I was going to show up, if I was going to help her pose, like she just had all this PTSD. And after, she's like, Ray, like, I'm so glad I found you because, girl, I was worried. I was stressed. I just didn't want this type of stress. That would be a success story that I could talk about, right? And also making sure you have very clear call to actions on what you want the people to do, right? Once they connect with you. Do you want them to comment? Do you want them to head to the link in the bio? Are they scheduling a free consultation? Are they filling out an inquiry form? Like, what are people doing once they find you, right? And your call to action might change based on content and different things that you're showing and showcasing. But this is big. I see so many photographers, some of y'all here in the room, y'all have these beautiful posts, but you're not telling nobody what to do next. What do you want them to do? This is a beautiful picture. That's great. They like it and they keep on moving. You're not telling them what to do. And honestly, in business, we have to tell people what to do time and time and time again. Okay. So we're going to go ahead into step one. This is kind of 3 steps as I think about this content and marketing plan. So step one is clarity. It's all about getting clear on who you're trying to attract and the messaging that you're going to use to speak directly to them. So clarity, who you're trying to attract. So again, for all those legacy generation portraits, branding, lifestyle sessions, Mother's Day minis, boudoir marathon, Mother's Day, spring sessions. Now you know who it is that you're trying to attract. And now let's figure out how to talk to them, right? Because when you're trying to talk to everyone, or you're not really clear on who you're trying to reach, your marketing is just causing you stress and confusion, and it's just causing the other people to just like it and keep on scrolling. They don't know what to refer you to. They don't know what, they're just unclear because it's like you're one day posting about, events and branding, and the next day you're posting about weddings, and the next day you're posting about Mother's Day. You don't stand on your box long enough for people to say, oh, okay, this is what she does. This is her expertise. This is her authority, right? So I want to introduce you all, or maybe some of you all might already know, the Elevate marketing formula. A little backstory about me. I went to Howard University, majored in finance and accounting. I was this close to becoming a CPA. Okay, y'all, like this close. So I'm big on numbers and finance. So I think in formulas. All right. So this formula here is, to me, simple. When we think about marketing, it's kind of 3 pieces. The first piece is you, the CEO. Your story, what inspires you. And I'm gonna break this down. The first piece is you. The second piece is your services. And the third piece is your target audience. So let's look at this a little bit deeper. So you, the CEO, who you are, what type of photographer you are, why you started as a photographer, what influences you, right? What textures and tones and type of light do you find that you like to shoot in? I think that professional photographers know how to articulate their style of work with words and know how to control the environment that they find themselves shooting in for the majority. Now, if you do events and you do weddings, there might be parts of the day that you really just can't control. But for the most part, a portrait session or some type of session where you tell people to meet you at this certain spot, you're picking time of day, you're picking typically the location, you're picking tones and textures and outfits. This is what professionals do. We control the environment of our shoots, right? So what influences you? What makes you unique? What makes you special? What makes you be able to get the type of images that you get each and every time, right? What is your process for getting clients the beautiful images that they desire? Processes and frameworks really help people. It simplifies things for people. And that's one thing I really like working with my coaching clients on is, what's your unique process? What's your 4-step thing or your 3-step thing so that you can easily help people step 1, step 2, step 3, take them into the process and get the results that they really want, right? So PSA, this is for somebody. Stop hiding behind your photographs. A big piece of your marketing, especially in today's current age, 2025, social media, people want to connect with the photographer. They want to know more about you. They want to feel like they know you and like you and can trust you. I mean, for goodness sake, they're coming to meet you at a random place. Like, the least we can do is show ourselves, right? So stop hiding behind the photographs. I tell my people all the time, how can we have people invest in photography if we don't even have no professional photos? Okay, we're not even showing ourselves in professional photos. And I think that when we have professional photos, whether it's a friend or you did self-portraits, it's just a good reminder of what it feels like to be in front of the camera. That pressure, the stress, the angst, getting your outfit together, don't spilling the juice, being on time, getting your hair together, not sweating it out. All of these things are just good reminders so that we can also help our clients on the day of, and we can understand what they're feeling. All of those, weird jittery feelings. They don't know what to do with their hands. All of that, like we can relax them. We can bring different things to the session, music, champagne. I mean, whatever your vibe is, your thing is, we can help make their experience even better. So stop hiding behind your photographs and share yourself. The big thing here is I want y'all to learn how to talk your ish. If nobody is going to big up you, you better be the first one to do it. You have to be the first one to do it. Okay. Why should people hire you? What makes you special? What makes you that girl? What make you, and I, first of all, I love that I can say this on this training because no guys signed up. Okay. No, none of the guys signed up. I don't know why, but that's their problem. But what makes you special, right? Talk your ish and talk it all the time. Again, the first piece in this marketing formula is you, the CEO, right? So now we're going to move on to the services that you offer. Okay. So the second piece in this formula is your services, your offers, your packages, your zone of genius. I think that a lot of times when photographers come and work with me in a coaching space, we work on figuring out what their specialty and their niche really is or what they really want it to be. Now, some people this comes easier, or some people already know what it is. And then some people it just takes a little bit of time. But usually your zone of genius will rise to the top. It will be very clear. Whether it becomes clear in a project that you didn't love doing, or a really difficult client that you knew you shouldn't have taken on, it wasn't really your thing, but you took it on anyway. Or maybe it becomes clear with the project that just, oh my gosh, you killed it. You knocked it out of the park. You dreamt about it. You were so excited for it, all those things, right? So your services is another big part of the marketing formula. This is something that you should be talking about all the time, right? What are you currently selling? What is your process to work with you? What is the first step that you want people to do? What is that customer journey? Right? How does it start? And how do you go about getting the results, those beautiful images, making people feel really good, right? What is your process? What is that call to action that you want that dream client to take, right? And what makes your services unique and special? What makes your packages unique and special? It's not just because you deliver 30 images. It's not just that. It's not. And I think a lot of photographers, we think about just the deliverables, the number of outfits, and how long the shoot is, but it's the intangibles that people really, really want to connect with you on, right? How do you help them feel comfortable? How do you help them pick the perfect location? What outfits? Like, there's so much that we do more than just the images and the outfits. Like, there's so much more to it. And we have to learn how to really talk this up in our marketing. Is this making sense? Y'all let me know if this is making sense in the comments. The truth of the matter here is that the riches are in the niches, niches, however you want to say it. The more you can niche down, the more you can get very clear on who you're talking to and who you are not talking to, the more you're going to pull in your people. And the more premium of a package that you can charge, if I'm being honest, right? People at certain levels of price point, when it comes to a personal service like photography, at certain levels, people want to work with the expert of the expert of the expert. They don't want to work with the photographer that shoots a little bit of clubs over here and they shoot some of the babies over there. Sometimes they do a little wedding here and sometimes they do a little brand. No, they want to work with the branding photographer, the one that gets the results, the one that wows the people, that can change their brand presence from blah to fabulous. Like, they want to work with the person. So the riches are in the niches. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, okay? Especially when we're talking about premiumly priced packages, 4 figures and above, right? When we're thinking about creating your first $1,000 package, or maybe a $5,000 package, maybe even a $10,000 package. I have clients that sell 5-figure services. But the way that they're able to sell those, I sell 5-figure services. Let me say that. But I want you all to know the way that I'm able and they're able to sell those services is because they are the expert. They know that they're the go-to person. They know they can solve any problem that comes their way when it comes to that specific genre and niche. And their audience knows it as well. It's the way they position themselves in their marketing and in their content to be that person that deserves a $10,000, $15,000 project, right? So you are not going to lose money by becoming a specialist of any genre of photography. Mark my words, you will not lose out on money It might feel like you lose out on money, but more is coming your way. The more you position yourself and have specific services that you offer, the more that you can attract those dream clients. They're willing to pay your price. Like they're willing to, they're like, oh, that's the price. Okay. Can I get a payment plan or should I pay in full? Like how do we make this happen? Right. So I think that sometimes, I know I went through this when I was first starting my photography business. Certain projects would come my way, come in the inbox, and I'm like, ooh, I'm not really that excited about it, but that limited mindset would get me. Maybe I got to take it because what if nothing else comes, right? Maybe I should say yes to it because what if I don't get another inquiry? That's the limited thought process. The fact of the matter is that we live in such an amazing time to be business owners. Social media, y'all, everybody's on it. Everybody is looking at something somehow, some way. It's just so powerful. But the more that we learn how to market and how to create better content, the more that we can attract the people that we really, 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 really want to work with, right? So you're not going to lose out on money. I would even go as far as to say that you're going to make more money when you have when you become a specialist at something, when you start to define your genres of work. Now, I can hear somebody already asking me because I know y'all so well. I may not know you, but I know you. But what if I have multiple genres? That's okay. Having multiple genres is okay. I would always suggest 2, maybe 3. Maybe 3. But once we get past 3, it starts to get a little muddy. You start to get a little confused on what marketing box you're standing on. We have to remember that when it comes to this content and marketing game, we have to be willing to stand on something for a long period of time for people to see us as the authority in that specific genre, right? This is good. Okay, good. This is good because I'm looking to switch into a new niche. Yes, only one completed project and one other secured, but both are 4-figure starting packages. Yes, Chrissy, I love that. I love that so much. Thank you for sharing. So that's your services. Okay, so we talked about you, the CEO. Then we talked about your services, knowing how to talk about these things in your marketing. And the next piece, oh, I'm sorry, before I move to target audience is, again, get clear on who you're trying to reach in order to promote and market to them. The next piece is your target audience, this dream client, this specific person that you're wanting to attract and sell to, right? Who are they? One thing that I love to do and that we're absolutely going to do inside of From Hobbyist to Pro 2.0, we do in Elevate as well, is we define these people. My standing desk is moving on me. We put names to these people. We put faces to these people. We start to really dissect these people, and we get to think. We get inside of their head, right? What traits do they have, Chrissy? When you're thinking about these 2 projects that you just got that are 4 figures, maybe these are some dream clients of yours, or they can become avatars for dream clients, right? What are the common traits that these people have? Whether it's where they work or the type of business that they're building, maybe they're service providers, or maybe they have brick and mortars. But you really want to start to dissect it. Maybe an age range, maybe, there's all kinds of different traits that we can start to pinpoint when it comes to our dream clients. I also want you all to start to think about what questions and concerns does that dream client have? What things are keeping them stuck from sending you the inquiry or completing the proposal or having a conversation with you in the DM, right? Do they feel like they got to lose weight? Do they feel like they got to come perfect? Do they feel like they got to be models? I cannot tell you how many times people say, oh my gosh, I love your photos. But I just want to say I'm not a model like all of the other people that you shot. And I'm like, none of these people models. None of them are models, right? Like that's part of my gift. That's part of what I'm able to do. I'm able to bring something out of a regular person and make them look and feel like models. That's part of my uniqueness. And I'm going to talk about it each and every time. Okay. So when we're thinking about that target audience, I really want you to think about the common traits. Qualifiers is what we call them in Elevate. The qualifiers that they have that makes them your dream client. People pay for what they believe is valuable. Okay? People pay for what they believe is valuable. Y'all, I have this sticky note here on my desk, and it's been here for months. It don't even stick no more. That's how long it's been here. It says people find you, people binge you, they join you, and then they book with you. Okay? They find you, like, oh, okay. Whether they found you from a friend's page, Explorer page, a tagged post, it just randomly showed up in their reels. However they find you, somebody referred, whatever it is, then they binge you. They start to look at all your posts. They start to go through your timeline. Oh, that's pretty. That's cool. Oh, you know what? And one of the first things they do is they click to see who you are. They want to hear your voice. They want to see your face, and they want to see you working behind the camera. They do. They really do. Okay. Then they join you. So what does that mean? They might get your freebie. They might join your email list. They might start a DM conversation with you. Maybe they inquire with you, right? Like they join, they come into your world in some way, right? They start to have conversations with you. And then over time, they book with you, right? So this is kind of when we're thinking about that marketing journey and when we're thinking about how to position ourselves as valuable and the content that we're putting out. I want you all to always think about where people might be at. Like, where are they at? Some of you all are so new around here. I think this might be your first time finding me, right? And I love that, right? I think this is the best time for you to find me, right? Because I'm giving you value. I'm showing up. I'm about to blow your mind. I'm about to give you some aha moments and strategies. I want you to leave here on fire, excited for all the things that's to come for the rest of this year, okay? So people pay for what they believe is valuable. And I think the question here that I want you all to think about and answer for yourself is, how can I present my value in my content time and time and time again? Right? How can I present my value in my content time and time and time again? Selling your services with confidence is born by understanding that dream clients' pain point, those frequently asked questions that they have, and the results that they desire, right? So pain points, frequently asked questions, and the results that they desire. One of my Elevate girls, Charlotte, is on here, and for her, her whole thing is legacy portraits, and she wants to present them with wall art. She wants people to walk away with something tangible that they can put up in their home. And she knows that her dream clients, they desire that. They want a photographer that will make suggestions on how big a print should be or what kind of album they should order, right? She wants to start to plant these seeds for these things, right? And so this is important for her to talk about. This is a service that she adds. And when I put frequently asked questions here, I love this because frequently asked questions is like the golden content of content. We all get questions that people ask us all the time. What time of day is best to shoot? How many outfits? What should I wear? What colors? How far in advance? How long does it take to get back? I'm doing a rebrand. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? These questions that people ask us all the time is content. It's content, right? The pain points are the things that's keeping them up. They're stressed about. They may not be talking to you about, but they're stressed about. They might be stressed about not feeling comfortable, right? Maybe they feel like they need to lose weight, or they might be stressed about their kids is not going to act like the other kids that you see them posting. They might be stressed about that. Or maybe they're like, well, I really want to book with you, but I need a payment plan. Is that something you offer? Or they might be stressed about what to wear and who should I get for makeup? Girl, I don't know nobody. The last person that did my face, they made me look like Casper the Ghost. I heard that from a client, right? So they're coming to you, they're wanting direction. They're wanting you to help them in so many ways. And we do help people in so many ways, but this is all pieces of content and things that we need to be talking about in our marketing, okay? So that's clarity. Clarity, again, is who are you talking to? Who are you trying to attract? What are those qualifiers? What are those traits? What are those specific things? Okay. Step 2 is strategy. Not all content is created equal. Your content needs to build trust and it needs to attract that dream client for bookings. So now we're going to get into the strategy of it all. So when I thought about this, I was like, all right, I want to make this as simple as possible. I want to break down 3 types of content that every photographer should be posting. No matter your genre, no matter your specialty, this is the type of content you need to be posting. Here we go. We're back to our cold audience. Attraction content. People who don't know about you yet. Introducing yourself, making a connection. Who are you? What inspires you? How do you like to shoot? Who do you like to work with? Why do you like to work with, right? The goal here is to increase visibility and to make a connection, right? For them to see you as someone they want to follow, someone they want to keep their eyes out on. Like, okay, I didn't even know this is cool. She's got dope stuff. Love her work, right? Attraction content. Then we have nurture content. Nurture content is more for that warm audience. These are people who are brand aware. They know about you. They just maybe haven't booked yet, right? They're just kind of there. They're scoping it out. They're like, okay, they're around the block. They just haven't fully become a client yet. And the goal with this type of content is to build trust and credibility for them to for you to position yourself as a person that they know that they can trust, the person that they know that they need, the authority. How do we do that? We talk our ish. We show ourselves, and I'm gonna give you guys some ideas of in each bucket of these. I'm gonna give you some content ideas. But we show behind the scenes. We talk about our processes. We talk about before and after. Maybe if you are a brand photographer and you work with the client, and before their website was looking kind of meh, it was okay, and then after it's just a whole new facelift. We love stuff like that. That is so good. Like that is just chef's kiss. Every small business owner that's looking for a brand photographer is going to grasp to that. They're like, oh, that's good. That's some good photos right there, right? And then conversion content. That's that hot audience. These are people that are considering booking. These are people that have already worked with you and are gonna spin the block, right? And the goal for them is to make it clear on how they should take action. What's the CTA? What do they need to do to become the VIP, to be the one, to be in the know? These are the hot audience, okay? So let's break down attraction content a little bit deeper when we're thinking about attraction content, again, for this cold audience, helping them you get discovered by new clients. So behind the scene footage of you shooting using trending audio. You guys understand what I say when I say trending audio? This is typically, this could be for Instagram and TikTok that I think about it. And I'm going to talk a little bit about platforms. I don't want to make this training too platform specific because this is not what we're doing tonight, but I do want you all to focus on platforms where your audience is, okay? So I'm going to pick on my girl Charlotte again because she's just top of mind. She knows her audience is on Facebook. There's some of them are on Instagram a little bit, but for the most part, she talks to moms and families. So she's going to show up on Facebook. Whereas my girl Kim, she's a wedding photographer, and her audience is going to be on Instagram. They're going to find their wedding photographer for the most part on Instagram. They're going to find them. They're going to binge them. They're going to join the email list. And somehow, some way, they're going to book a consultation, right? So I want you all to pick the platform where you know your people are and focus on said platform, okay? So behind the scenes footage of you shooting, reels, maybe showing before and after edits. I put this in there because if you want to do that, that's fun. But, it could be reels showing you shooting and then showing the final images if you're not really into like the before and after edits. I think the before and after edits is another part of what makes us unique. Like, how people are like, oh my gosh, your camera takes really good pictures. It's like, it's not the camera. It's actually me, my perspective, my unique eye, how I shape light, how I pose, right? My settings, the things that I'm thinking about, and then my edits. Okay, right? You can also share personal brand posts where you say, hi, I'm Christy, and here's why I love, shooting lifestyle sessions, or here's why I love da-da-da-da-da, and you talk about your love for it, and maybe a little storytelling. Storytelling is going to win, y'all, in content creation in 2025. It is going to be the thing that's going to help people really grasp onto you, right? Or maybe carousels with tips or quotes, or even carousels of work. Like I love to see a wedding photographer and to see a beautiful carousel of all the images. I mean, that just does it for me. Now, I know that carousels typically don't get the engagement and the likes and all the things that say reels and other different content might, but people still love photos. People still love to see photos. They may not engage with it in the same way, but they still love it. Okay. Introvert here. Oh, okay. Wait, that means I have to talk online. Okay, no. So you don't have to talk. When you're introducing your brand post, it could be in your caption, right? I work with introverts. I work with my introvert girlies. I understand. It could be in your caption. So you could say, you can introduce yourself, share fun facts or connection points in the caption. Another really cool thing that I'm seeing in 2020, this year in content is the voiceovers, right? So you have a video of you shooting, or you made a like a collage or like a video of some sort, and then you do the voiceover. So it's not the same way of like you can't face the camera like, hey y'all, da, da, da. It's not that. It might be just a voiceover for more of my introverted girlies. But I will say this. I like to push people. Business is going to push you regardless, right? Like we can't stay in our comfort zone. And I'm not going to push you to make you do anything you don't feel like doing. However, I do think a big part of connection when it comes to this attraction content is showing yourself, and whether that's your face or your voice or your voice and your face. I just think that, and behind the scenes, like I think that is just, I think it's important for photographers. I do. Yep. Okay. So this is example of attraction content. Okay. So now we're going to go to nurture content. Remember, we said nurture content was for that warm audience. It helps to build trust and makes followers feel connected to you. So nurture content might be educational posts, 5 tips for a stress-free photo shoot, my 5 tips for the bride to be, or 5 tips for your next branding session, or 5 tips you need to know before you rebrand and schedule your photo shoot, or whatever it is, right? It could be client experiences, so testimonials, frequently asked questions, how you work or your process, right? It could be engagement posts. So this would be more like in stories, polls, Q&A, like ask me anything, or in a post when you say a poll, people like will click and stuff like that. And maybe it's stories about client transformations, like excuse me. I took a client from, this is what her website was before, and after working with me for a branding session, this is what it looked like after, and this is what I helped her do along the way in order to get these said results, right? So this is more nurture content. To me, I love nurture content because it really shows our magic, our uniqueness and our magic as a photographer, right? I can think of tips. I can think of suggestions. I can think of debunking myths. I can think of all kinds of content in this realm. And it really, I'm talking to my warm audience. I'm talking to the people that are on the verge. They looking, they seeing, but they ain't really done nothing yet. But they will eventually, right? So this is really helping to position you as the authority. And so then we get into conversion content. You guys feeling okay? I'm not going too fast, am I? Okay. Let me take a sip of water. Okay. So then we get into conversion content. Conversion content is for your hot audience. It really turns interested followers into paid clients. Again, testimonials, client wins, behind the scenes of a booked out schedule, right? Maybe limited time. I only have 2 more dates in April. I only have 1 more session available before Q1 ends. I'm now booking for May or whatever it is. Only a couple more wedding dates available, right? Like that limited availability really helps to drive people to take action. And then story-based content or story-based selling. The first time I ever did a photo shoot, I sweated my edges out. I was dripping in sweat. Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? And it really helps for people to connect with you. And, and typically a lot of story-based content is the content that people will engage with. They'll laugh, they'll love it. They'll comment back, right? And so this is what conversion content. I want to add that another piece of conversion content is, here are 3 ways that you can work with me in Q2. 1, 2, 3, right? If you are planning your wedding and you're getting married between July and December of this year, and you don't have a wedding photographer, heads up, you need to You need to, send the inquiry in ASAP. Dates are limited if you want to work with me, right? So, really calling people in. And you see, when I'm giving you all these examples, I'm always naming the audience that I am calling in. It's not for everybody. It's for a specific audience, a specific dream client that I'm calling in and I'm talking to. Okay. So a couple things I want you all to think about here. Um, Oh, I think her name was Crystal Latoya. Crystal, I'm not sure if you're here, but she was asking me some really great questions in the DM, and I really loved it. And one of them was like, okay, how often should we post? Now, everybody's cadence is going to be a little different. It is. It really depends on how often you're posting now, how consistent or inconsistent you are now, and how comfortable you feel in a 7-day week of posting, right? But overall, I think 3 to 4 posts a week is ideal. To me, that's chef's kiss. Out of a 7-day week, can we post 3 times? I think we can. I really do. Okay. And we can rotate between attraction, nurture, and conversion. We can also repurpose across platforms. And I'm going to share a tool with you guys in a couple slides over that's going to help repurposing. It is going to help it so much. So my Instagram post goes immediately to TikTok. My Instagram Reels goes immediately to YouTube Shorts, right? Your Instagram post can go immediately to Facebook, or you can repurpose some of the content in your Instagram post and send it to your email list, right? So repurposing is going to be everything. We don't have to create all of this content and try to do all this content in all these different places. Let some tools and automations and AI work for you, right? And then using IG stories to stay top of mind, polls, questions, behind the scenes, getting to know the photographer, just making that connection to stay top of mind. Okay. They said that when someone that watches your stories is I think they said 5 times more likely to book with you. And I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. That's really interesting. So keep that top of mind. Okay, so step 3, we went through clarity and we went through strategy, and now we're on implementation. Step 3 is how to stay consistent without burnout. Marketing doesn't work if you only do it when you feel like it. It's not going to work when you do it when you feel like it. Our feelings are just a doozy. Our feelings, man. Yesterday, I was feeling like trash. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sick. I'm behind. I got to get my slides done. I didn't show up. Then today I woke up and I'm like, I feel amazing. Listen, our feelings are going to be fleeting any and every day, especially as women, right? So we can't just do it when we feel like it. That's why we kind of have to have a plan. That's why we have to have some tools in place that can help us. I post even when I don't feel like it. I show up even when I don't feel like it. Now, it might be short, it might be sweet, it may not be me doing all the things and all the bells and whistles and have all the energy, but at least I did it, right? So marketing is not going to work when you only do it when you feel like it. The worst thing that you can do as a business owner is to post inconsistently. It's not going to play in your favor with the algorithm. It's just not, right? So I'd rather you say 3 posts a week as opposed to 1 week posting 7 days, and then the next week you don't post anything, and the next week 1 post, and then the next week is nothing, and then the next week is 3 posts. Like, I would rather you just say 3 posts a week, right? Only showing up when you need bookings. Y'all, listen, I believe that the most important thing as business owners that we have to continuously do is build demand and momentum. It is only built by us doing the work. Okay. You can't just show up when you need bookings. You can't, and you can't just post 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. There are some photographers who are blessed and highly favored, and they can post a couple times and they sell out of something. That's awesome for them. That may not be your reality, and that's okay. That doesn't mean nothing about you. That just means what it really means is that photographer has built up demand and momentum. Think about it, right? They've done the work, maybe previous years, maybe you're new to their brand, but they've been around this thing doing a long time, right? So the worst thing that we can do is be inconsistent and only show up when we need bookings. We have to think, I tell my girls all the time, we are always planting seeds. We are always planting seeds. We are farmers. We never know when the seeds are going to sprout and give us fruit. But if you don't plant seeds, you will never bear fruit. Okay? So you just think, did I plant a seed today? Did I plant a seed today? I tell my girls all the time, content is like the daily newspaper. We run the post, and then the next day we do it again. It's just like the newspaper. I'm reading the newspaper. Okay, cool. And the next day you do it again, right? Content, a lot of pieces, especially on social media, content has a very short shelf life. That's why I say repurposing is everything. Repurposing is everything. Paying attention to what really works, looking at what really got engagement, looking at what got people to take action, and saying it again, doing it again. Maybe you made it a reel one time. Maybe now you can make that reel a carousel. Maybe before it was a carousel, now you can make it a talking head post, right? Like there's so many ways that you can repurpose the same thing that you're talking about, but in a different way. Okay. The repetitiveness is key and critical. So the simple fix. What is the simple fix here, Ray? Again, choose just one. Well, I should have said 1 to 2. I said 2 to 3. I'm gonna say 1 to 2. Let's say 1 to 3. 1 to 3 platforms to focus on. Okay. So for me, my focus is Instagram, TikTok, and then I'm gonna let my Instagrams go to YouTube Shorts. That's just what I'm gonna do right now. I also have my email list, but a lot of the things that I talk about on my email, I'm also talking about on social media. Okay, Donna said, I don't know what a carousel is. Oh, okay, I'll show you at the end, Donna. I'll show you. It's one of those things where you just see like a photo, then another photo, and then another photo. I actually posted a carousel today. And it was like, this is why you're overthinking your content. That's a carousel post. Okay. So choose a platform that your dream client is on. Okay. A platform that your dream client is on. How do you know? Ask your dream client what platforms they're on, right? Poll them, ask them questions, reach out to them via DM or messenger or whatever. Be social on social media. People will tell you so much that you need to know. Batch create content. So you're not scrambling to post. On days when I feel good, I got the energy, I did my makeup, I'm feeling good, I'm looking good, I'll make a couple of videos of, camera talking videos. Now that's just my ease. I find it easy for me to talk to the camera. It doesn't make me feel any ways. I've worked myself up here. I'm also a coach, so it's a little different, but you can batch create content. I cannot tell you how many drafts I have in my Instagram folder. Just drafts, right? But those are just, I batch. I'll sit and I have time. Maybe I time block it on my calendar. And I think about, okay, this month I'm selling XYZ. And I have all of the, maybe some ideas came to mind and I batch create. Okay. We'll talk about that more in From Hobbyist to Pro for sure too. And then use a content calendar to stay consistent. Now, I actually created like a little sample content calendar. I'm going to be sharing some more of like these things in Hobbyist to Pro 2.0, but this is just just an example. Now, in this content calendar, it does show that we posted 7 days a week. Okay. So if you only want to do 3, just pretend it was 3, but you see how one day I'm doing cold, one day hot, one day warm, then cold, warm, hot, blah, blah, blah. Right. And you have a goal here. What is the goal for new clients? Maybe to build trust, make a connection, encourage bookings, expand reach, right? And then you can have like content ideas. All right, think 3 things you didn't know about working with me. What to wear to your maternity session. I know Allison. I don't know if Allison is here. Let me see. Yes, Allison's here. She's a food photographer. So 3 things that you didn't know, 3 things that you need to know about, capturing amazing food, however you want to word it, right? Or 3 tools that I use at every session when I go and capture food for, a chef or a client or whatever, right? And so just thinking about your content in advance is really going to help. I'm going to add a little bit of a pro tip here. This might be a little bit deeper than some of you all might be willing to go, but I'm just going to put it. One thing that I've been really interested in and diving into more and more is cycle syncing. Again, this is all women here, so I feel like I can talk about this, but cycle syncing, like using the weeks in which I have high energy and good feeling hormones pumping through my brain, my blood, to do these forward-facing batch content things. Okay, so if you're interested a little bit more about cycle syncing, just let me know on the side. I'll send you my girl Zaylee. She did a whole podcast on it and just blew my mind. Actually, she's the person that I learned about this concept from, and I've just been really diving into it a little bit more and paying attention to when I have low energy or low feelings or just not feeling good versus when I have really high energy and feeling more energetic and more people focused, and paying attention to that and using those times to make content, like leaning into those hormones that are happening in our body. Okay. Okay, so a couple of helpful tools that I want to introduce you all to. We're doing really, really good on time, 6:05. I'm 7:05. So mini chat is an automation. A lot of you all got, if you all are here, if you commented the word marketing, then it immediately sent you a DM, and then you said, send me the link, and it sent you another DM. That was mini chat. Mini chat is an amazing automation tool that you can use. You can set it up for different things. They can comment the word wedding. They can comment the word branding. They can comment the word food. They can comment the word AI, whatever. And it can be specific to, it can help you, create automation. So you're constantly having a marketing tool that's working for you. So I use ManyChat, and it's really, really helpful. You all have used it. You guys have been a product of ManyChat, some of you all that are here. And then repurpose.io. Now, repurpose.io, Robin is going to drop the link. It's an affiliate link that I'm sharing with you all. And so if you do decide to check it out, please use my affiliate link, because that's just how affiliates work. But repurpose.io is basically an AI tool that will help have your content to be repurposed on another platform. So like I said, my Instagram reels are now going to YouTube Shorts. My Instagram posts go to TikTok automatically. No, no watermark, no, none of that, right? It is so dope. It's so cool. And I recently just got put onto it maybe about like 2 months ago, and it's just been such a game changer for me. You can go back and schedule old posts to go to other platforms. So if you have a whole bunch of old posts that you've already made and you want to build up your TikTok, or you want to send some stuff to Facebook, or you want to post to YouTube Shorts, or whatever the platforms that you desire to use, repurpose.io is going to help you do that. Let me see. Robin is going to drop it, but I can also grab the link. Here we go. These are some things that I'm going to be breaking down in more depth. I don't know why that thing keeps doing that. Breaking down in more depth inside of From Hobbyist to Pro 2.0. And of course, in Elevate, my Elevate girls are here too. They're like, we want to see. I think I told y'all about repurpose, and we'll break it down. But you basically create workflows. Let me, I don't know why this. And I want to say this too. If you are not using AI in your business, y'all get on it. Don't be left behind now. It reminds me of when mirrorless technology came out with the camera bodies, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna just stick to my DSLR, my DSLR, my DSLR. Baby, the first time I touched a mirrorless camera, my mind was blown away. Blown away. The sharpness, the clarity, the exposure, the color. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, why did I stay so long in DSLR? I loved my DSLR. It was what I knew was my comfort zone. But the fact of the matter is that we're in a industry of technology. Let's be real, right? Our cameras, our lenses, our lights, our gallery delivery, our website, our email marketing, AI is not going anywhere, and it is going to help you be more efficient and effective. It is amazing. So repurpose.io is an AI tool. And like I said, it helps you repurpose content from cross platforms. It does it on its own. You set it up and it does it. Voila, it's there. And it's amazing. So I really like it. Okay. So those are and CapCut. CapCut is my other tool. Some of you all might have heard about CapCut. This is where you can easily edit reels. They have a lot of templates. You can also, if you are a person that does long form content like YouTube videos or IG lives or anything of that nature, and you want to cut it into short form video, they have an AI piece there that will literally cut it up for you and pick clips for you. It's so cool. And if you're seeing like people post those videos with the words that bounce, like the word, like you see the caption and the words are bouncing, you can do that in Instagram, but a lot of people are using CapCut in the templates and stuff. So Robin just dropped the link for CapCut as well. So if you do decide to check out repurpose.io or CapCut, please use my affiliate link because that's what affiliate links are for. Okay. So listen, you all, you need more than just a free training, right? I could literally talk into my face is blue about all of this. I just skimmed the surface of content and marketing tonight, right? But to truly build a business that books consistently, that has a strategy that is unique for you and has ongoing support. Some of you all you need is support. All you need is someone to hold you accountable to the things that you say you're going to do and stop sliding up under the radar time and time and time again, because business is not going to grow like that, right? Like we have to show up for the things that we say that we want to do, right? The truth of the matter is your camera or your skills aren't the problem. Your business strategy is. Your lack of showing up, your inconsistency, the clarity that you're searching, that accountability and the support that you need, right? This is what's going to be the thing that changes the game. So if you guys don't mind, I would love to tell you guys a little bit more about From Hobbyist to Pro 2.0, which is a 5-week live cohort that we're going to be starting literally 1 week from today. You all are here Wednesday night. Next Wednesday, we could be in From Hobby to Pro 2.0 together, all of April. Some of you all have already signed up for it, so I love that so much. So if you guys don't mind, let me know. I want to tell you a little bit about From Hobbyist to Pro. I want to get permission though first, because I just think that that's the right way to go. So I'm going to just put a yes in the chat if you're down to hear about this amazing foundational business program. Ooh, the time has just gone by so fast. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Awesome. Good. So From Hobbyist to Pro is the business blueprint for photographers who want to build a sustainable business. This is the course that I made on how I got to 6 figures in my business. The foundation. You all know when you go and get a house built, it has to be built on a solid foundation so that when winds come, rains come, things happen in the environment, whatever, the foundation is strong and that it stands on something. It's the same for your business. A lot of times, photographers, we start this thing off of a love and a passion, and we don't focus on the business. And then you wonder why you're not getting the demand and the momentums and the leads and the dream clients that you really want. It's because you don't have a foundation to your business. So this is the blueprint. Literally, it's going to give you the step by step. So no matter where you're at, it's going to help you get to that next level, clear out that confusion. So this is the course that I made, and I'm doing the 2.0 version, which I'm so excited about because so much has changed from the time that I first made this course to now. Content is different. Marketing is different, visibility and how we show up is different. And I want to really just talk about it. And I've changed, I've evolved, I've grown, I've just done so much more. And so this 2.0 version is going to be incredible. We will be together for all of April, literally starting next week, April 2nd, Wednesday, same time, same place in Zoom. And what we're going to do is trainings as well as live coaching, audits. I'm going to do some website audits, pricing audits, social media audits. And I have like a curriculum. So this is I'm going to drop this is the sales page for it, and you can check it out. So there's pretty much 5 modules, and it works out really well because April is 5 weeks. So literally each week we're going to be discussing a new module, or I'm going to be teaching on a new module. So we're going to start with your ideal client and your photography style. When I talked about articulating your work and controlling environment, this is what we're talking about, right? What is your style of work? Who is your ideal client? Let's name them. Let's really dissect them. And so when we think about style of work, we think about gear, we think about lighting, we think about things that sets you apart and makes your work recognizable and consistent in style. And so we'll talk about editing and all of that. So week 1 is going to be on defining your photography style and your ideal client. Then week 2 is going to be all about creating your website and your pricing structure. So many times photographers struggle with pricing. They just picking a price out the air. I'm just gonna go with 375. And you just go with 375, and or you look at somebody else, your competitor, and you're kind of comparing yourself. Maybe you go a little bit lower than the competitor, maybe you go a little bit above the competitor, whatever you feel, right? You have no real pricing structure. I'm big on numbers. I'm big on numbers, y'all, right? So we're gonna talk about understanding your cost of doing business and understanding where you need to start your pricing at and creating packages that are structured and are priced, have justification for the pricing, right? Things that should be on your website, pricing transparency. Y'all, this is a big one for the in this year that we are in. People's web, like on a lot of photographers' website, their prices are listed. That used to not be the case. So funny when I go back and look at the course material when I first made this course, I talked about, having maybe your starting price on your website. Gone are those days. People want to know the transparency now. They want to know the packages. They want to have a good idea of what they're even booking a consultation and what your even starting rate is, right? So what does that look like? And I'm going to show you guys some examples of that. And then understanding the importance of a strong about me page. Remember, we talked about that Elevate marketing formula. We talked about how you are a big part of that formula. How do you position yourself in your marketing, but also on your website? People want to connect with you. They really do, right? I cannot tell you, when I go look for a personal service provider, I'm looking for the person. When I actually looked at a lot of y'all's pages, I was looking for you. I'm trying to find you. And that was probably one of the first posts that I liked was you, because I want to connect. I want to see what you look like. I want to hear. I want to see you working behind the camera. I want to connect. Your clients want to connect as well, right? So that is week 2. Week 3, we're going to talk about creating consistent strategic content. So now that we've defined our ideal client, we're going to get into this content. We're going to be breaking down cold, warm, hot audiences, attraction content. This is where we get in an incubator. You got some ideas. We're going to bounce the ideas. We're going to take action. I'm going to be on your neck. Truth be told, I'm going to be on your neck. Okay. Because if you work with me, we doing the work. This ain't just being cute and talking about it. No, show up, push yourself, because business is going to require you to push yourself outside that comfort zone. And if you need help, you need a little hand holding, you need someone to read a caption, you need me to look at a post, I can do that. I'm open to that, right? I'm going to do some social audits, some pricing audits, like website audits. Whatever my people need in this container, they're going to get, okay? So really learning how to present yourself as a professional, identifying where to share your work, right? What platforms you need to use, how to speak on those platforms, confidently knowing when to post, why to post, what to say, right? So a lot of what we did today, marketing and content, week 3 is going to be heavy in that. All the weeks are really going to be heavy in that, but week 3 is going to be a whole training around that. And then week 4 is clearly defining your brand, really understanding your specific brand message, your uniqueness, things that feel good to you, identifying your niche and attracting the right clients, finding your box and standing on that box, right? Being able to articulate your brand words, your style of work, how you create, so that you can connect with clients in that way, right? And then week 5 is about strategic marketing and advertising. So I have a treat for y'all. I'm not even going to hold you. Okay. So I'm going to wrap this on up and we can get to Q&A, but I have a treat for y'all for being on here. So inside of From Hobbyist to Pro, you get the step-by-step blueprint. You get me as your coach, you get a community, you get accountability and support. We're going to be walking through all of these: marketing, content, pricing, style of work, environment, the things that you need to be able to articulate to build a business as a photographer. Okay. 5 weeks together. And I just want you to imagine where you could be in just a few months. 2025 can be an incredible year for you if you are willing to do something different to get a different result. I know that 2024 was a difficult year for a lot of business owners. It was trying. 2025, we got a lot of chaos going on. But let me tell you something else. There's a lot of money being made. Clients still want personal experiences. They still want photo shoots. Photos still matter. Brands, it's a lot that's happening. If we can stay focused, Keep I shared a post the other day. Drink water and mind our business. Our business, nobody else's business, our business, right? You could be booked by clients that love your work, not just taking anything that comes your way. You could be charging what you're actually worth. Some of you all need somebody to look at your pricing. It's not hitting on what it really needs to hit on. Your packages aren't as juicy as they really could be, right? Running your business with confidence because you have a strategy. You know how you're showing up. You know why you're showing up. You know what to say when you're showing up, right? And then we can look at the data together and say, oh, that did really well. Let's do more of that. Or no, that didn't do so well. Let's do something different, right? Attracting dream clients who recognize your style and want to hire you, and marketing consistently so that you can be visible and top of mind. So this is some words that people have had to say about being a part of From Hobbyist to Pro. Shakina says, listen, you will get your money back plus more. The investment that you put in and the knowledge that you take away, man, as soon as you leave, this will change your business immediately. Trust me. Brittany says, I learned so much during this program. I learned the ins and outs of photography, lighting, design, social media, capturing the right angles. I even learned the proper settings on my camera. I gained an entire community and still communicate with some of my classmates to this day. Now, everybody kind of comes in at a different level. And that's what I'm really excited about for the 5 weeks, is that each week I'm going to have a topic. So you might be a little bit more farther along, but I'm sure there's going to be something that you're going to catch on to, right? And I'm going to be on your neck. Don't even worry about it. I'm going to be on your neck. So for being here tonight, for those people that are like, I want to be a part of this, From Hobbyist to Pro right now for the 5 weeks is $397. What do you get with that? You get the 12, you get 1 year access to the curriculum, like all of the modules, all of the training. I have training on editing. I have post-production. I have getting featured. I have website designers. I have so much in there. Plus, I'm going to be doing live trainings each week. So you get 1 year access to that. This training tonight is going to be in that portal as well. This training will be available for 24 hours, this replay, but if you join From Hobby to Pro, you can watch it over and over and over again. You also get 5 weeks of coaching and support and accountability with me, with like-minded community. And a private community. We're going to start like our Instagram group, and it's just going to be a really, really dope space. Social audits, pricing audits, website audits, all the things. For being on here tonight, I'm taking $50 off of the enrollment for the next 24 hours. This is for the fast action takers. For 24 hours, Robin is going to drop the link. You can sign up From Hobbyist to Pro, and it will immediately take it down to $347. I also have payment plans available. Y'all, this is a freaking steal. I have sold this program, this course, for $1,500, $2,000 before. But I'm like, I want to have photographers in here. Like, I don't want nobody to stay stuck. I don't want nobody to not make 2025 the year that they do something different, that they show up consistently, that they build on the dreams that you have for this business, because it is possible for you. If I can start a business from the ground up, knowing nothing about photography, you also can build something that you are proud of, that supports you, whether you want to be full-time or you just want to make some extra money on the side, have a nice side gig, whatever it is. This is available for you. So this is a really good opportunity for the next 24 hours. It is going to be $50 off. Robin, I'm not sure if you're there. Let me try to grab this link. But it is time for Q&A, y'all. So I want to answer any questions that anybody has. How do I get out of here? I'm gonna grab the link so you guys can. Here we go. There we go. Thank you, Robin. Thank you. Yep. So you can join there. If you click that link, the coupon will already apply. There are payment options. I'm going to actually show you guys when you come here. This is the checkout page. Literally, y'all, we get started in 6 days. Okay, let's go. So the coupon will be actually applied already. If you want to do the payment plan, it is 3 payments of $100. A no-brainer. Y'all, if you are on here and listen, you're going to make your money back with one session. Okay. So I know that Allison's already there and Christy's already in, and some of the other ladies might already be in. So I would love for you all to join and be a part of it. And I am going to answer any questions that anybody has. Anybody have any questions for me? Theron is in. Yes. The girls are in. And so this is some of the work that we're going to be doing. I decided to do this training on marketing and content because I know that photographers stuck, inconsistent, unclear. And this is exactly what you get in From Hobbies to Pros, that clarity, that strategy, that accountability and support to build the foundation of your business, right? So the goal for me for From Hobbyist to Pro is to help you all make 25 to $40,000. Like, I feel like if you have not made $25,000 in your photography business as of yet in 1 year, you need to get in this program. You need to get there. If you're a little above that, I got something else for you, right? Elevate is where we scale to six figures, right? But I think that if you're new around here and you're like, okay, I've never had a coach. I'm a lot of my people's first coach ever. And I love that. I love that so much. I want to set the bar so high. I want to blow you out the water. I want to show you what's possible for you when you just bet on yourself in a new way. And business is going to require that, whether you do it here or you do it somewhere else. Okay. So, anybody have any questions? If so, please come off mute. I'm going to stop my share so I can see y'all faces. Donna, Andrea, India, Rolanda. How y'all feeling? How was this? Tell me something good. Come off mute. We got about 5 minutes.
I'm off mute. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is exciting.
Oh, good.
And I didn't know you were local. I met you at the original cookout. I forget what year it was in Atlanta.
Ooh.
It was a
Oh,
while back.
no, that was at the
Was it?
Black woman for photography.
Yeah,
It was
yeah. That's what it was.
2018.
That's what it was.
Donna,
Yeah.
wow, that was
Yeah.
2018.
You were in Houston, so that's cool.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So happy that you're around and thank you for joining
Yeah.
tonight.
So my question is, this will be 5 days a week, and will it be at certain times?
It we once a week on Wednesday evenings. Great question.
Oh,
So for
okay.
5 weeks, every Wednesday in April,
Okay.
Wednesday, same time, like same time next week, and every week thereafter. We'll also have a community, like a Instagram group, where we will communicate and chit chat, ask questions, share. I want you all, when you start to post content and things, we'll share the content in there so everyone can like and engage with the content. Just have a space for that. And then there's going to be a lot to it. So I think that what I'm excited about is learning more about y'all, like learning more about the people that are in the room, what you're working on, finding some holes and some gaps. I'm gonna be looking at websites, doing some pricing audits, and just like meeting you all where you're at and to help you get out of your own way, and to take some action and to build the business. This is a business development. And we're going to talk about shooting and lighting and gear because we're photographers. We love that. But I think a lot of times we want to skimp on the business, but the business is low key the T. The business is what we have to really keep our foot on so that we can see the growth that we desire. Yep. Good question. You gonna join us, Donna?
I am.
Yay, we love it. I love it. Cool. Very good. Anybody else have a question? India, good to see
Quick
you.
question.
Yes, Christy.
So this was amazing. I enjoyed all the information that you provided.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
Helpful. I just had a question, and maybe, I mean, I can wait until next week. I don't know, but
No, go ahead. Let's
so
go.
since I'm thinking about pivoting my niche, like, would you recommend just following the steps that you outlined, or is there a certain way to introduce that you're doing something new?
Tell me what your niche is now.
So I do mainly like bring in lifestyle and milestones.
Okay. And what do
But
you
it's
want to go
really because
into?
it's what I get more milestones than anything. It's just what I
Okay.
get. So I kind of like was forced into that.
Okay. I get that. What are you going into?
So I've been doing dance photography,
Oh, okay.
which I love, but I'm like, it's so different.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Like I haven't dropped any of it because I'm like, it's completely different. I do have some behind the scenes and I have some final images and things, but
So when
yeah.
you say dance, are you working with like dance schools? Are you
Yeah, so like dance companies and dance schools.
yeah.
Yeah. So like my first one was 34 dancers and then
Yes.
it was huge, but
Yes.
another one that's coming up that's 20 dancers. So I'm excited, and I really wanted, like, the first one got me really motivated.
Okay.
I was like, and then another group just reached out to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, let's do it.
Yes.
So
Yeah. So what I think when it comes to like adding a genre or a niche is we have to sprinkle it in, like sprinkle it
mm,
in within your content. And again, there's certain seasons and boxes that we have to stand on. So in with dance schools or dance portraits, there's one of my girls, Stephanie, she captures a lot of dance photography as well. And
mhm.
so certain quarters is bigger than other quarters based on just how it goes. So I don't
Yeah.
know if quarter 2 is that for you.
Okay. I need to do more research, honestly. I'm so new into it. I did the photo shoot, the first one last month. So
Last month. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of learning curves. Like I've been more like learning
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it was a learning curve for sure.
Yeah. I think that the thing that we'll work on is figuring out, is there a genre you kind of just ready? I don't want to say drop, but to stop forward face marketing it. Like if
Mm,
milestones come to you, you can book them, but that doesn't mean that you always have to show that, right?
that's true.
Right? So you
Yeah.
can start to show more dance work. You can start to show more of your portrait work or branding work, whatever it is that you want to do. But again, picking two, maybe three genres. And if dance is one of those genres, then letting that sprinkle in your content, both on social and then also on the website,
Yeah. Okay.
right? And so
I
we'll
did an
work on that.
introduction in my email. So
Oh,
like
okay.
my email list knows, but I mean it's not a lot of people, it's like 100 people. It's
Okay,
not a
that's
ton of
fine.
people, but
Yeah. Yeah, I love
okay.
that. I love
Perfect.
that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm excited to be working with you, girl.
Yes, I'm excited too.
Yes. Hey, India, Rolanda.
Hey, I don't have any questions. I just wanted to say thank you, and this was really refreshing
Okay,
for, I
good.
guess, my photography and content. I'm primarily in portrait and brand.
Okay.
I have been lucky enough, by the grace of God, that I don't really have to market as much. My Instagram, all of my platforms have been more like portfolio based, but I do want to get more into brand because my foundation was portrait. So kind
Okay.
of getting into a little bit of marketing so I can showcase more of that and get those clients. That was
Yes.
really helpful. So
Okay,
yeah,
good.
to be here.
Oh, I love that. I love that. One thing I like to say is as photographers, we hold so much power with our camera. And I think that we sometimes our first inclination is to sit back and wait for things to come to us. But sometimes we got to get scrappy and go to the thing, right? So, India,
Absolutely.
I would say like if there are a few specific small brands or small business owners that you're like, yo, I would love to create with them, like you can pitch something and it doesn't have to be free. You could give them 50% off. You can, there's so many different ways to go about it, but that way you can collaborate and post and create with them so that you're building your own portfolio, but it's like it's very tailored to the look that you're going
Mhm.
for and the type of business owner that you want to work with. And just that's a great way to show what you're capable of, and then also cross collaborate with somebody that's like super ideal.
Mhm.
Does that
I
make
love that.
sense?
Okay. No, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so going after it, like um you know pitching in the DM or sending an email. And you'd be surprised. People are going to be like, I would love that. People get so excited about, a photo shoot or, just working with you and being able to take them from like conception to actual like creation,
Right.
and just take them through your whole process. And that's a good way for you to refine or develop, not even refine, girl, develop your process,
Mhm.
a little bit of stress free because it's not like paid, it's paid, but it's not like top premium paid,
Right.
So I think that if you are wanting to add some branding stuff, like don't wait for everybody to come to you. Maybe go out and when I say make it a good collaboration. Think about followers, think about their audience, think about the service that they offer, and how like this collaboration will be beneficial to you, and then control that environment. That's something actually we talk about in From Hobbyist to Pro is being kind of getting scrappy and how do we go
Mhm.
about like building a portfolio that matches what we are trying to book more of, because that can be a challenge. It could be a challenge early on, but that might require you to reach out to some people. But it has to be mutually beneficial. I have so many stories, okay, about non-mutually beneficial collaborations. So the key I want you to hear me say is mutually beneficial, and it's going to work for your portfolio.
I appreciate that. Thank
Yes,
you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Good question. I'm glad you were able to join too.
Yes, I was worried. It was the clock was counting down. I was like, "Where's the link? Where's the link?"
Yes, yes, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. And if you're thinking about From Hobbies to Pro, girl, come join us. Like, I really think that, to me, I tried to make this offer like a no-brainer with the payment plan. And I'm like, okay, if they come to the training, I'll give them 50% off, $50 off, 24 hours. Like, let's go. Let's lock in. And let's get this work. Like, I just think that 2025, it's a lot going on. But what I know to be true is that there's still a lot of money being made. Like, it is. But we gotta head down and focus on our business, and don't let the distractions of the world take us out. You know what I mean? Because this our time. This our time. Quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4. This is our time.
Claiming it,
Claiming
clocking it.
it. Let's go. Let's go. So I hope to see you on the inside. Let me know if you have any questions or about anything.
Will do. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Rolanda. Andrea, am I saying it right? Andrea. I always struggle with the Andreas and the Andreas. I'm sorry. I do. I be
You're
like,
good. You're saying it right. It's Andrea.
Andrea, I'm glad you made it tonight, girl. What's going on?
Me too. This is definitely a refresher and
Okay.
for me to get up and do something.
Come on, let's
So
go. Let's do
it
something.
was good to hear you motivate us.
Yes, yes. I feel like that is part of my personality is motivation, but also I want you all to think strategically. Like, I want you to think about when you are putting out content and you're thinking about your goals that you have for your business, what is the purpose of this said content? Like, what are we really trying to do? Who are we really trying to
Right.
reach? And in what ways can we position ourselves that is like a no-brainer for the folks? I know you do weddings. And one thing I know about weddings is that we're seeing a very late booking situation, like 3 to 6
Yes.
months out. So I say
Yep.
that to say, don't listen. The time is now, babes, to show up for the weddings. The bookings are happening for June, July, like right now,
Right now, yeah.
right
I just
now.
booked a May wedding and I'm like, what?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think that put your foot to the gas, and really think about the buckets that we talked about. It's a different kind of year, but the time is now. Time is now. I got a consultation
Right.
tomorrow for a June wedding, and I'm blown away. I'm like, it's April. But that's just what it is.
Right.
That's just what it is.
Yeah. I'm
Yep.
experiencing that too.
Yes. So don't count, if your calendar is not looking how it wants to be, how you want it to be, don't count yourself out. I think if anything, put the metal to the freaking pedal and let's go. And I don't know if, support or accountability is something that you need. I know for me, that's how I operate. Like, when somebody is on my neck, I'm gonna show up.
That is so true.
When I put
Yep.
my money somewhere, I'm gonna be there, And
Right.
so if that's the case, I would say get inside. Let's go. Let's get this work. Yes.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome, girl. You're welcome. Hey, Rolanda. You're on mute. Let me see. Let me see if I can unmute you. Did it do it? You got to unmute yourself. Right at the bottom on that microphone.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
There we go.
Okay, how you doing,
I'm
Ray?
good. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing just fine, just working hard. That's about it.
I know you are. Good to see your face.
Yeah, same to you.
Did you enjoy this content?
I sure did.
Okay, good. You have any questions for me?
Not at the moment. I mean, it was pretty much self-explanatory. I think you broke it down enough for everyone.
Okay,
Well,
good.
at least
Okay.
for myself. I don't know about
Yes.
anybody else, but yeah.
I love
Mhm.
that. I love that. Okay, good. Well, think about joining inside of the group. If
I sure will.
yes, for sure. And
Uh,
I'm hoping somebody takes advantage of the 24-hour $50 off because I think, we love a deal. We love a little deal,
Right.
Christy got in on the early bird, which I love. Yes.
Right.
So
Uh,
yeah. But thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
All right. Well, I think Darren, thank you for being here. Ladies, thank you so much. I'm hoping to see some of you guys enroll and to see you next week, this same time, same place next week, and to keep working with you. And this, we will be sending out the replay as soon as it probably by tomorrow morning, so you guys can watch it again. If you do enroll, you will have access to this training plus so much more. I did a content challenge. There's just so much. There's so much in store. So I'm excited to get started next week, and I'm excited to kick off quarter 2 with this group. Okay, so I will talk to y'all later. I'll check on y'all in the DMs and all that. Y'all go be great. Post some content, tag me, do all the things, and I'll talk to y'all later. Okay. All right. Good, India. All right, bye.